was a variety of different videos I was planning on making today, but unfortunately Vegas is dealing with a wind advisory right now, which does not work in my favor, especially when it comes to audio quality on this video. And the original video I was planning on making today is how to get more induction noise out of your Mustang. And I was really excited to make that video, but unfortunately, once again, the wind is beating my ass right now when it comes to making these videos. But I had another idea in mind. I thought a lot of you guys have been looking forward to this video, and I've seen a lot of comments about it. And what we're gonna be talking about today are the dash lights that go around the interior on the Mustang. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about already, if you guys have seen the Need for Speed movie, you guys will notice in some scene that there was some interior shots of lights around the dash, and they were all lit up in blue. Personally, me, I have them lit up in white. And what I love about these pieces is that it gives a lot more excitement to the nightlife of this car, and it's also not too bright to where it's gonna blind the shit out of me whenever I'm driving. And it gives a very nice, clean look along with the carbon fiber that goes all around the dash of the car. And to go into a little bit more detail with this, as you guys can see, there's this little plastic piece that goes all around the trim of this dash. Those are the lights that I'm talking about. And you will also notice too that there is no wires in here whatsoever. And so what I ended up doing is I actually ended up hooking those up to a switch. And a lot of you guys, when you end up buying them online, you're more than likely gonna plug them into this 12 volt right here, which I have complete OCD about, and there's absolutely zero way I was gonna keep it that way. Now, I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, I forgot how I installed these, but I'm gonna figure it out along the way, because I know a lot of you guys are curious how I installed it and how I made it look so clean. And I'm also noticing too that there's this little bug on my window, and if anybody knows anything about me, I hate bugs. Spiders, spiders, spiders. And I'm not gonna go into the whole step-by-step process on how to install this, but I'm gonna show you guys to the best of my ability what I have done on here, so the moment you wanna install this for yourself, it's an easy flowing ride. Or at least we'll try to make it an easy flowing ride. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is obviously have a switch ready. And I have these switches here. This one isn't occupied. I just have this here just in case I ever wanna use it for any sort of reason. This one right here are for my grill lights, and this one right here are for my dash lights. During the daytime, you really can't see shit. But if I turn them off and on, you can kind of see them turning on and off. Well, at least on camera you can a little bit, but during the daytime you really can't see anything at all. Now the first step I'm gonna do, so I'm not bouncing around all over the place like how I usually do, is I'm gonna show you guys exactly where I hook this up in the fuse box, because that's one of the most important things, is to know exactly where to draw power. Yes, if you want, you could hook it up to the battery, but you're not trying to have a million wires hooked up to that battery if you wanna go and run other lights, or if you wanna do something else. If you could find yourself an open fuse in here, that is the best way to go. And in this case, this little red wire I have right here, if you wanna take a little bit of notes, you could definitely do so. End up having a constant 12 whenever the car is off and while it's also on. And you can run that exactly wherever you want. And I think in this case, from what I can remember, I ran the wire down over into my wiring harness. I ran it under this little plastic trim cover, all the way under here, ran it through these little black hose lines, and I went right through that little plastic cap that goes all the way to the underside of the dash. And what's nice about doing that too is that you don't only have to just run one line to that, you can run multiple lines to that, because just drawing that one line from that fuse helps to be able to run other lights on your car or other applications. Like for example, me, I'm using that one line to also run, again, the grill lights and also the dash lights. And whatever I decide to do with this one is also ran by that one line, because you don't want to have a bunch of different wires that are all connected to one battery when you could just run one constant wire. It's better just to have that one wire running instead of having multiple wires run, because what's the point of having that, making your engine bay look like a rat's nest? For example, if you don't want to hook it up to the fuse, or you don't want to hook it up to the battery, you can also look in other areas, like for example, over on the top of your headliner, there's this little light over here that you guys can see as a reading light, and I end up hooking this up over here to a constant 12, so every time I turn on my car, that this will turn on. When my car is off, this turns off. Because again, I am completely OCD about that stuff, and I want to make things look as clean as possible. I'm going to be removing this screw right here. I believe it's like a 9/32, however you say it. I really don't know my tool names. If you guys have been watching the videos already, you will know I am horrible when it comes to tool names. I just know whatever fits, fits. Oh shit, that was already loose. I'm gonna be careful with this because I don't want all my wires popping out, and I'm regretting to make this video. This may just get a little confusing just a little bit, because I ended up taking this apart before I started talking to you guys about it. Just wanted to make sure I knew what I was talking about. And that rat nest I was telling you guys about earlier that we were trying to avoid, well, I kind of made it into a rat's nest again just a little bit, but I'm gonna try my best to explain to you guys the best as I possibly can. So bear with me when I'm like showing you guys all this whole entire mess I got going on. Here again is the original switch to the dash lights that you guys can see is clearly on and looks crooked as hell after doing this. And those are ran off those three little blue tabs you see right here. You don't have to worry about all those different tabs. So the reason why is because I have those hooked up to other switches as well, so the lights work on that. Because whenever I turn on each one of these switches, you'll see that the lights turn on due to that reason, because of one constant power. Now, you don't have to worry about that. You're only really worried about one connection. The next section is you're going to want to remember that that wire that you ran from your fuse box that goes into the interior of your car, you're going to want to run that to a little box that you're going to see over on the side that I ended up installing that went along with this kit, because you're gonna need this in order for the lights to work. Little converter that came with the whole kit itself. You're gonna see there's two sections of wires. You're gonna have one up top, and you're also gonna have one at the bottom as well, which would be this little black and gray wire. So one of them right here is gonna be the one that runs to a power, and also one that runs to a negative. And how I did that is gonna make a lot of you guys raise your eyebrows a little bit, but trust me, it works for the purpose I needed it for. And what I end up doing is I end up taking apart like a little 12-volt constant power source that you'd use to like charge your phone, for example. Took off all the plastic around it, cut the prongs on it. So right now I have it hooked up to a USB and also to the section that would be technically if you were to plug it in, which would be that constant 12 that goes inside that portion in the center of your car. So that is what runs your power, and that's also what runs your ground. Now the next section of that other section of wire that I was telling you guys about earlier, you're gonna also question too, where does that run? Now this bottom wire right here is what connects to the dash lights all throughout the car. If you look closely, I have a heat shrink that goes around the very end tip of this whole light section. That's exactly where the light connects to. It's a little prong that plugs right into the other end of it, so this whole section lights up. Now I feel like the biggest question a lot of you guys are probably gonna have is, am I gonna have enough lights in order to make this work? Trust me, you are gonna have plenty of material as long as you order the right length. From what I can remember, I believe it came in a 5-foot and also a 12-foot. I ended up personally going with the 5-foot only because I don't think I really need any more than 5 feet. I think if you need 12, it's probably gonna be for more applications with a bigger, broader range. Now, if you're a little worried that you're not gonna have enough material, then go right ahead and buy the 12. Having more is better than having less. Now, another question a lot of you guys might be asking too is, can I cut the light? If I cut the light, is it gonna cause the lights to turn off? Now again, that's all up to you. If you want to do that, you could tuck it in wherever you like if you don't feel comfortable cutting it. But in my experience, it ended up working for me after cutting it. Now I understand that wasn't the most detailed video ever, and yes, it might have been a little confusing. So if you guys have any questions about that whatsoever, feel free to leave it in the comment section down below, because I can understand even for myself that even being a visual learner, that could be a little confusing as well. And yes, it is a little bit of a lengthy process, but trust me, once you get all the basics down, it works extremely well. And I haven't had any issues with it since. And one important note I do want to make sure that to tell you guys is to make sure that you plug in the positives and the negatives in the correct spot, because if the wire does get too hot, or if the light starts getting too hot for whatever reason, you start noticing something isn't right, unplug that immediately, because once you do that, you might realize that the car might be starting to smoke up, or you got an electrical fire starting to happen. So check to make sure everything is good. Make sure that you don't have anything that's going to cause any sort of wires to tap into one another. Use your electrical tape. Use any sort of heat shrinks you might need to, so you don't have any sort of shorts. So make sure you take all the due diligences to make extra sure that everything is done right. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a fat thumbs up. Thank you guys all so much for watching today's video, and I will see you guys in the next one.